Hello po, magandang umaga sa ating lahat and welcome sa ating Friday market briefing. Before we start, I would just like to acknowledge yung presence po ni Miss Linel Pamatmat. She will be joining us for our market briefing for today. She is our country manager for Infinox. So, nandito po siya ngayon kasama po natin. So, to start, I will share my screen with you. Ayan. So, umpisahan po natin sa euro. So, yung euro po natin, just like what we always do, we go to the daily chart. And if you see here, nagpapakita ng weakness ang euro sa intermediate trend niya. Ibig sabihin, in the following about 6 months, you can expect technically we are expecting a downtrend in the euro kasi nga po, if you see this, ito yung wave 1 mo, ito yung wave 2 mo, and this is your wave 3. Ito. So kung titingnan mo po yan, ang tawag po dyan ay corrective fan principle. So saan po ina-apply ang corrective fan principle? Pagka yan ay if you have 3 successions of break in your corrective fan, ibig sabihin, tapos na yung prevailing trend mo. So dito, ang prevailing trend natin dati dito is uptrend. So nagkaroon na ng 3 fan. So ngayon, there is likelihood na mabuo itong rounding top na to. So yun po ang tinitingnan natin ngayon. So in line with that view, ito ngayon ang tinitingnan natin, abot ngayon yung resistance mo based on your daily chart. Your resistance now is at around high of 1.1993 ang resistance mo. So nung nahit ang 1993, bumaba nga siya. So up to where are we expecting this to correct? So most likely, again, ang magiging ang magiging thought process mo dito, either it will correct or it is starting to go up. Kasi hindi natin masabi kung akyat o baba po talaga. But from this perspective, kung ito lang yung titingnan mo, paakyat siya. Pero wala namang tuloy-tuloy na pag-akyat ng presyo, di ba? So merong correction yan. So kung magko-correct man yan, baba pa rin siya ngayon. So yung baba po na basa natin as of this time is valid. Kasi either correction yan or itutuloy na niya yung pagbaba niya upon hitting the trend line, break, tapos hit, correct to the trend line, tapos baba ulit, bababa pa rin po talaga. So ang tinitingnan lang natin dito are key areas where it should be breaking for us to confirm the downtrend of the price. So ngayong araw muna, we'll take it one at a time. Ngayong araw muna, ang titingnan natin, since pababa po siya, we are not expecting any major breakout in our prices. So ito po muna ang titingnan natin. Before po tayo tumingin sa mas malayo, tingnan muna natin yung ating, ito po, the 200-day moving average of 1907. So kung titingnan mo yan, kasi wala ka namang, there is nothing to anchor your selling position in your 4-hour chart. So if you go to the hourly chart, saan ka pwedeng ngayon sa resistance mo, di po ba? So yung resistance mo dito sa hourly mo, kung titingnan mo, di ba dito ang resistance mo? So kung dito, malapit ka ba o malayo sa presyo? Di ba malayo ka pa rin sa presyo? So what you need to do is you go to smaller time frame. Yan, you go to smaller time frame and look for opportunities to sell in your smaller time frame. So dito nga po, nakita nyo, nagko-consolidate ang presyo sa smaller time frame mo. So nung inabot niya, So ito po, ang tawag po dito ay triangle formation. Ano po? So nung nag-break siya, inabot niya ito, this would have been a selling opportunity. Dito po. So selling opportunity at anong level tong trend line na to? 1960. So ang target mo with that selling ay ito po. Bakit ayaw bumalaw? Nuhin ko na lang, dangkalin ko na lang, no? So selling po yan at 1960 with a possible target of this price level, 1922. So yung 1922 po natin sa smaller time frame natin, alalahanin nyo na 15-minute lang po to. And if you are going to relate that with your higher time frame, what you see here is the possibility of hitting the 200-day moving average at 1907. That is why yung sa 1907, 1922 po natin, pwede po nating i-adjust po yun ng 1907 kasi yun po ang pinakamalapit na area of value na nakikita po natin. So if we are able to sell at 1960, ang pwede po niyang puntahan is 1907 with a possible risk of 27 pips. Kaya po ang cut loss po natin ay 1987. So kung wala na pong katanungan sa ating euro, we can now move on sa ating GBP USD. So sa GBP USD naman po, mukhang let's look at the daily first. So yung daily mo, umabot ka ng resistance, medyo nagpapakita ka ng ngayon, yung market structure mo remains intact because it is a series of decreasing peaks and decreasing troughs. Hindi man decreasing ito, at least flatline pa rin siya, it still has a bias of going downward. So ang bias po niyan is downtrend. Ito po ang bias target niya sa bias niya. Kasi kung ito po ay triangle, right angle triangle, again, ang magiging target mo po dito, yung pinakamalapit na pwede mo maging target dito is ito. So at least dito po, no, sa 1 point, malayo-layo pa to 3583, 3538. But in the meantime, what you can only look now, for now, is kasi wala pang breakout, ito lang, 3676. So saan ka magsesell dito ngayon? Since nasa gitna ka na, you have to go to smaller time frame and look for areas of values in your area, in your smaller time frames. So kung wala ka makita sa 4 hours, wala ka makita sa hourly mo kasi nakalayo ka na, ang area of value dito ay, the area of value here, to the UK Open is probably, if you anticipate the price, no po, most likely ito yung previous low dito. So the previous low here could be around 37.65. Tingnan nga natin sa 15 minutes. So dito po ang niya, if ever na mag-correct po siya, I would assume na dito po muna magko-correct, no, sa 37.72. So our selling will be at 37.72. Tapos ang target mo is 37.11. Yun na po yung mga po natin. If we go to our hourly again, you will see na ang pwede mong target dito is 36.72, which is the trend line that you were able to get from this previous price actions, which is 37.72, 36.76. Yan po. So, ito po is 1.3676. Yan. So if you sell at 37.72, ang target po niya 36.76 with a risk of 35 pips on the upside, that makes your cut loss at 38.07. Tapos yung kung wala na pong tanong dyan, tayo po ay dadako naman sa AUD-USD. Ang AUD-USD naman ay mukhang pa-correct na po siya, no? So yung kanyang dire-diretsong pagtaas, aided by good economic fundamentals, tapos yung technical mo, nakikita mo dire-diretso yung pagtaas niya, but ngayon po ay mukhang magko-correct siya, magko-correct hanggang dito or pwede siyang mag-correct hanggang dito sa previous low nito. But since it is trending, most likely it will correct up to here, ano po, sa 77.18. So that will now pose as a good buying opportunity dito po sa 77.18. Kasi ang daily mo, we can expect it to correct up to this up to 76.79. Pero if you are going to get the price from 77.30 to 76.39, that's already a good one day move, no? So ang titingnan mo ngayon, since pababa siya, tingin ka ng smaller time frame mo kung saan siya pwedeng mag-correct or hanggang saan siya pwedeng mag-correct, ano po? So dito, what we see here, yung pag-akyat niya is most likely itong any correction touching this 26-day moving average would be a good buying opportunity for the Australian dollar kasi yung hourly mo and 4 hours mo are paakyat na po. So you have already a market structure is already broken. So nag-aantay na lang yan ng matutuntungan niya or a good support that will be coming in within the day. So ang ano natin dito, a good buying opportunity would at least be around 77. Let's go back to 4 hours. Yan would be around 76.91. Yan, with the target of 78.49. Yung 78.49 po is based on this one. Ito po. Yung high po dito is 78.49, sorry. Yan, so yan po yung next possible target niya from this price range. Ano po? Ito po. Ito yung next na possible target niya. Kaya po yan nilagay natin 78.49. Ang cut loss mo naman is 25 pips based on your ATR. Kaya po 76.66 po yan. So kung wala na pong tanong sa AUD natin, we can now move on sa ating USD-JPY. Ang USD-JPY naman natin ay pababa pa rin siya. Kasi if you look at your daily chart, ayan, no? Obviously, pababa pa rin siya. But today might be a correction day sa ano mo ngayon, sa price movement mo. So probably it will any selling opportunity will come at a level nearing this area, so around 109.25. Those are selling opportunities whenever it comes close to 109.25 or 109 level. 109.01 to 109.25 is a selling opportunity for the Japanese yen. Kasi nga pahit siya ng resistance doon po, ano? So kung titingnan mo sa hourly mo, kung if you are going to check kung yan, any approach to 109 or near 109 area will be a good selling opportunity because pababa pa rin naman, no, yung sa daily mo at saka sa hourly mo. So this one, ang nilagay natin 108.93. Ang 108.93 po ay ito yon, yung trend line yan coming from the previous hours. So ito po, Yan po yung pinaka ano natin. There's a false break here. Tapos ito yung trend line natin ngayon. So selling will be at this level at least, no? If you want to be quite aggressive in your trading, this is where you are supposed to, you can sell. So this is 108 point, natakpan lang yan. So let me just clear that up. 108.94. So 108.93, tapos ang target mo is 108.04. Yung 108.04 po ay galing po yan dito po. So hindi na po natin kinonsider ito kasi ang lapit-lapit na po nito. If you are going to consider the daily move of Japanese yen, it is moving at about 70 to 90 pips per day ngayon. So if you are going to get yung 108.94 mo, kung yun na ang high mo for the day, then yung low mo will be, the target movement for the day's move will be around 108, nearing to 108 flat. Kaya po ito po yung kinonsider natin, 108.04. Yan, that is how you apply yung ATR mo with respect to your daily price range. Ano po? Kasi yung daily price range mo ngayon is nasa 55, yan, 55.60 sa Japanese yen ha. 55, 60, sabi mo ng 60. So kung ang high mo ay 109, kung ang high mo ay 108.93, ang tatamaan mo for the day most likely minus 60 is around 108.25, 104.04 to 108, 108 point plus 60, 108.23. Yan po ang possible range ng nag-alat lang tayo ng spillover kaya po natin kinuha ang 108.04. So with a cut loss of 23 pips, yan pa rin yung because of the ATR. Yan. So sa gold naman po, ang gold naman natin ay if you notice yung daily mo ay paakyat pa rin because ito naman ay nag-uumpisa ng umakyat. Ano? It has already broken from the previous highs of the range. So kung ito yung range mo dati, nakapag-break na po siya. So titingin na lang tayo ng buying opportunity sa smaller time frame po natin. So yung buying opportunity mo dito, malayo ka pa, kaya tingin ka ng 1 more hours smaller time frame. So ang buying opportunity po natin dito is at least 1756.15. 1756.15. Yan. So any approach to your 26-day moving average on the hourly will be a good opportunity for you to buy gold. Ang target po niya, kasi kung titingnan nyo ito, pag yan po ay humulagpos dyan, ang tawag po dyan ay pennant formation, di po ba? Yan, so pennant po yan. So ang target niya ay ito. Kaya po nakuha natin ang 1786 area or 1783. This one is 1786.16. Malapit lang naman po ito, magkakalapit lang naman po ito, kaya dangkal-dangkal lang ang ginagawa natin kasi for the purposes of 1786.13, for the purposes of discussing it with you, but there is a method here for us to compute exactly kung saan po yung punta po niya talaga. Ang sinasabi ko sa inyo ay dinadangkal-dangkal ko lang, but actually you can compute for this, no? So yung ano niya, yung pupunta, yung cut loss mo is 1748. If you enter at 1756. Ayan po. So kung wala na pong katanungan, we will now come to the fundamental analysis po ng ating briefing. So yung sa fundamental analysis naman or sa lead indicator side ng ating analysis, ayan, puro mga China yan, ano? Mamayang hapon, you can expect a slew of medium impact na mga data coming from the Eurozone. So you have consumer price index, month-on-month, year-on-year, month-on-month na core CPI. Ito naman ay excluding pagka kasi core, yan yung pagka hindi siya core, yan yung excluding food and ito yung mga excluding food, tobacco, petrol and so on, ano? So yun po yung ito yung nakikita dito sa Consumer Price Index. At least that's how they do it in the US. Hindi ko lang po alam sa Eurozone. I'm not quite familiar kung ano yung mga exemptions sa Consumer Price Index. But the important thing to consider here is ito po ay inflation index. Ito po ay inflation data. So tinitingnan din nila ito in the light of the quantitative easing or in the light of the stimulus package that they are pumping into the market. Kasi nga if you pump money into the market, it creates inflation. So they have to see if the inflation caused by the stimulus is under control or not. So yun po yung tinitingnan po nila dito. So and mamayang gabi, ang pula lang or ang market mover lang na inaasahan is the Consumer Sentiment Index. Ayan. Kaya ko po sinasabi sa inyo itong mga to, yung may mga market movers, may mga because it is important that when you put your cut losses, pagka magalaw ang market, alam mo kung bakit siya gumagalaw. Ano to? Temporary reaction ng market because of the market jitters caused by the data or so it's important that you also realize those things when you are trading, po. So kung wala na pong tanong, yan, so that sums up our market briefing for today, and I would like to call on Miss Linel kung meron siyang po sa inyo, kung meron po siyang message sa inyo or she has some notes to discuss with you. Ayan, Miss Linel.
Yeah, Edwin, I'm okay.
Okay.
This is the opportunity. And then for yung gustong mag-refresher course for a Saturday morning, you're also welcome to join tomorrow, 10 to 12. Thank you, Edwin.
Okay, thank you. Ayan, so that ends yung ating morning briefing for today and see you all again next week po. Maraming salamat po.